chorus was another serenade saxophone rain for you over there in the house band. Awesome job, awesome job. Lebanon is known as the friendly city. Please welcome the Owensboro Thoroughbreds and their fans, league dignitaries, and the officiating crew as our guests in this friendly but spirited competition. I remind everybody, the use of tobacco products is strictly prohibited at Lebanon High School. This includes both smoke and smokeless tobacco items. We thank you for your cooperation in using tobacco products tonight. Please remember this is a family-friendly environment, and conducting yourself accordingly, unsportsmanlike behavior will not be tolerated. Extreme behavior could result in removal from the venue. As always, please be responsive to any requests by ushers or other team representatives.
The Lebanon Leprechauns have come out of the gate well. They are 5-1, winners of 4 straight, and they stand atop the lower Midwest division in the TBL. Tonight, they face the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, a team that they defeated by 1 point in the home opener. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave Peach. Alongside me, Tim Hazley. And Tim, it's a quick turnaround for the Leprechauns. Last night, a winner, 127-109 over the Indiana All-Americans. They're back at it at 3 o'clock here today.
Yeah, definitely a quick turnaround. After Thursday night's double overtime thriller against the All-Americans.
That's right. We had 10 extra minutes the other night.
Exactly. And so the game last night, the All-Americans were a bit shorthanded. However, they fought valiantly. It was a close game through really 2.5 quarters before the Leprechauns were able to, in the third quarter into the early fourth quarter, were able to stretch the lead out a little bit. Fortunately, that allowed Coach Rousum to utilize his bench a little more heavily than usual. So, when we talked to him before the game, he felt pretty comfortable with the kind of the condition of his team heading into this afternoon matinee.
One thing that we've noticed, the Leprechauns are a very balanced team, and today that's not a luxury; it's a necessity.
Yeah, playing 3 games in basically a 3.5-day span, is difficult for anybody. But it's made a little bit easier because the Leprechauns are so deep, and Coach is so comfortable in using his bench.
Owensboro comes in here tonight. They're the second-place team, so this is a battle for first place. They're 5-2. The difference, really, the 1-point victory by Lebanon a week ago.
Yeah, and that was, a thrilling game.
What a game, yeah.
It truly was. Opening night, big crowd. The Leprechauns came out, built a big early 21-point lead, led by 18 at the end of the first quarter. Owensboro continued to fight back, had it down to 9 at halftime, drew even by the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter was just back and forth. Both teams had runs and looked like they were in control, and it was really, obviously nip and tuck until a late three-pointer from Ronnie Boyce kind of sealed the deal.
Well, Owensboro better rested. They were victors against Kokomo on Friday night, and so they're going to have a little more rest going into today's ball game.
Yeah, a little bit. Of course, they're playing away from home, so they probably have travel, that kind of offsets playing that game. So not sure that it's a huge advantage for either team.
I doubt if they went from Kokomo to Owensboro. Hopefully they stayed here.
Yeah, hopefully they were able to find a place to stay, because that's a
tough trip.
Yeah, I have made the drive to Owensboro.
That's a very tough trip. To do it 2 times in a weekend would be a lot. It is 11. We'll talk more travel tales coming up. But we are here at Rosenstiel Gym, Lebanon, Indiana. The Lebanon Leprechauns getting set to take on the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, a rematch of a thriller. Stay tuned. It's on TBL TV and Radio Mom. Rosenstill Gym, Lebanon, Indiana, the home of the Leprechauns. And pretty nice crowd filling in the stands here on a Sunday afternoon. It's a matinee of TBL basketball.
Yes, it's and again, it's nice. I think for the locals to kind of get this game out of the way. Sunday evenings, especially families with school-aged kids, are kind of getting prepared for the week. So I think that's probably why we have an afternoon game today.
And you look at the standings. We talked about this in the open. Lebanon is 5-1. Owensboro 5-2. Kentucky, the Enforcers, are 5-2. The All-Americans dipped to 5-3. So 4 teams with 5 victories. They all bunched together.
Yeah, it truly is balanced at the top, and we have seen obviously Americans and Owensboro. And we're obviously the Leprechauns are very evenly matched with those teams. I personally have not seen the Kentucky Enforcers play yet, but as you pointed out, they're off to a good 5-2 start.
And this past Friday, Owensboro defeated Kokomo 121-110. Just a few hours ago, it was Lebanon defeating the Indiana All-Americans 127-109. We won't talk about the rest and who's better rested and all of that. We do know that it's tough to turn around after winning 2 games in 3 days to come back at a 3:00 start.
Yeah, it really is. Your body clock, so to speak, is off a little bit. You're not normally playing at 3 in the afternoon, so and especially after a late night last night with the game, and as we talked after the game, it's difficult to complete a contest like that and wind down and get ready to be rested. So hopefully the Leprechauns are come out ready to go. We've seen so far on this homestand that every game they have started come out of the gates quickly. So hopefully that repeats today.
And you look at the balance of this team. Ronnie Boyce, 23 points a game. Then Josh Thompson with 18. Jamel McAllister, 17 also for Jerome Seegers. Denzel Smith averages 11 points off the bench. And Demarius Brooks as well coming off the bench, scoring 10 points a game. So you've got 6 double-figure scores. And, when you talk about a game with a quick turnaround, that's going to be big.
That is a key, and especially over the last this homestand, we've kind of seen the team gelling a little bit. Your players are settling into their roles, and those roles have been Ronnie Boyce being dynamic.
Yes.
He has really had a good stretch of games here. Has developed into kind of the team leader, emotional leader. In Thompson and Seegers, you have 2 extremely solid guards, and the revelation over the last few games has been, the play of Brooks and Denzel Smith off the bench. They have been in double figures the last several games coming off the bench, and are really the leaders of the kind of that second team that comes that. We'll see them coming off the bench late in the first quarter today also.
And scouting the Thoroughbreds, Darius Nunn averages 22.5 points a game. Javion Eves from Murray State, 20 points a game. And Montel James around 17 points. They're balanced too.
Yeah, they've got their 5 starters are all averaging somewhere between 15 and 22, 23 points. And so that's. They obviously share the ball and can go multiple different ways to look and find offense.
Well, it was a 108-107 victory a week ago, the home opener. Everybody excited about the Leprechauns and what they did in Game 1. They're getting set to make their way onto the court. Coming from through the rainbow. Phil on the PA. And the Leprechaun will lead the way. And here they are, high fives all around. And we talked to Preston Myers before the ball game, and we were kind of talking about the crowd for today's game. And I got to think that it has exceeded what he was expecting.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way, and it may be a little bit smaller by numbers, but they certainly are enthusiastic.
Well, it is an incredible atmosphere, and we have been telling the story of the Lebanon Leprechauns and kind of a love story between the city, the area, and this team. And, it's neat after the game when they gather at midcourt, wave to the fans, and then, they stick around for, a half hour after the game, maybe 15, 20 minutes after the game, taking pictures, talking to the fans. And that's something you do not see at the professional level, I guess in the NBA or MLB.
True. And, this is these players have really embraced the community, and the community has embraced them. And I think for a team like this to be successful, you have to be connected to the community. And it's just as simple as a player, in a restaurant saying hi to a family or stopping to talk. That's a connection that will give those people a reason to tell their friends. They'll come out to games. So that personal connection is really a key to success at this level.
And when you look at last night's ball game against the Indiana All-Americans, Ronnie Boyce led the way, 26 points and 15 points for Jerome Seegers and Josh Thompson. We have talked to Ronnie, we've talked to Jamel, and we've talked to Josh. I think we just keep rotating the player of the game. I don't think it really matters who has the most points. It's a total team effort, and I'm hoping that Jerome will have a good night or good day today, and we'll have him up after the ball game.
Yeah, he has been solid.
No pressure. He can't hear us anyway.
Jerome has played very solid over this homestand. But he's a player that I think is ready for a breakout game. He certainly has that ability, but again, as we mentioned, it is a very balanced team. So it's night to night. It's hard to really predict who might be the star of the game, so to speak.
And we know that there are folks watching in the Owensboro area with the Thoroughbreds on the river, and we'll try to remain as neutral as we can in the broadcast.
Yeah, of course.
I think you know how this goes.
Yes,
but we know you're there, and we appreciate you tuning in. And again, we are we're very appreciative of the effort of the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. I mean, that was a heck of a game about a week ago.
It certainly was, and as you pointed out, they're right there at the top of the league. And I'm looking forward to a very hard-fought and exciting contest this afternoon.
And again, it is the basketball league. It has arrived in Boone County. The Lebanon Leprechauns. I tell you, I can't imagine that this journey has gone any better than what they thought it would go at this point. I mean, we're about 25%. We are 25% into the season. And when you look at the fans that have come out for these Leprechauns, I know Preston is, as he says, over the moon.
Yeah, he is. And, he does have some information about how the league performed last year in terms of average attendance, et cetera. And I think the Leprechauns are well ahead of what many of the teams are doing across the league, and certainly Preston is pleased with that.
Well, it comes down to getting the victory today. If they do, they will remain in first place. If they lose, it could be a toss-up on who will be in first place. But it matters now
No,
It'll
it's
matter on. I guess you say race day is maybe actually the race day is the Indy 500 race day is the final game for
that
the
will be the
Leprechauns.
Leprechauns'
Yes.
final game. I'm not
That's
sure
when
about
you want to be in first place.
Exactly, but again, it's you have to early in the season. It's important to get yourself positioned properly. Which the Leprechauns certainly have, as well as the Thoroughbreds, are both off to very positive starts. But also, these teams are fairly new in terms of playing together. So, working the first quarter of the season, it's key to kind of develop your identity for the coaching staff, again, to develop their rotations, understand who works well with other personnel. So there's some level of experimentation, trial and error. But as we mentioned earlier, it does seem as though the Leprechauns do have a pretty good feel of who they are and what their roles are on the team.
They're averaging 117 points a game, and there's a couple stretches last night where they really were passing and going to the basket in a very entertaining style. I said reminiscent of the 80s Lakers. I shouldn't throw that around lightly. They look like the 27 Yankees, when I do a baseball game. But it was a very entertaining brand of basketball.
Yeah, and that's
it is. I mean, they play a very entertaining style of basketball.
Yeah, they certainly do, and the stretch early in the fourth quarter, once they were able to stretch that lead out a little bit, you could see it was almost like a weight was off their shoulder. All the players loosened up, and there was a stretch where everybody was being aggressive, and the basket looked, I'm sure, like a laundry basket size, and that was when they stretched that lead out to 20 and really salted the game away at that point.
And some of those were really neat runouts where you just kind of throw the ball up court.
Right.
Obviously, good communication between the teammates, and that makes for some crowd-pleasing baskets. We are getting set. It is Lebanon and Owensboro. The Leprechauns, as we mentioned, 5-1, winners of 4 straight. Owensboro is 5-2, and we go down to Phil behind the mic for our pregame festivities here at Rosen Still Gymnasium.
Thoroughbreds for the Leprechauns to the top of the lower Midwest Division, undefeated at home. And right behind them in second place is the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. So it should be a great game.
He read the same scouting report, Tim. He read the same scouting report as ours on the PA. That's good information for the fans to know.
Who will sing tonight's national anthem? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red the bomb bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now it's time to meet your starting lineups. We begin with the visitors, the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. He's 6'4", he's a forward from Portsmouth, Virginia, wearing number 1, Devon Hayes. 5'7" point guard from Fairmount, West Virginia. Number 2, Darius Nunn. 6'4" forward from Indianapolis, Minnesota. Number 3, Marty Hill. 6'5" forward from Canada, Los Angeles. Wearing number 5, Montel James. And rounding out the starting 5 from Madison, Kentucky. 6'1" guard, Javon Eves. The team member is Chris Allison. Head coach Mark Anderson, assistant coach Brad Seller. And now, on your feet, folks, it's time to meet your starters for your Lebanon Leprechauns. From Silver City, Maryland, he's 6'1", he's a guard, wearing number 1, Jerome Cedar. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 6'4" guard, number 3, Lonnie Weiss. A native from Indianapolis, Indiana, 6'4" guard, wearing number 4, Josh Thompson. 6'8" forward from Raleigh, North Carolina, wearing number 9, TBL McAllister. And rounding out your starting 5, native from Indianapolis, Indiana, 6'7" forward, number 14, Chandler Rowe. Team member Preston Myers, head coach Brian Ryan.
Familiar starting 5 for the Leprechauns. In fact, it's the identical starting 5 for Owensboro. The rematch. We are getting set for Leprechaun basketball. Tim, what do you see as the keys? What are the keys to today's game?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, I think the start. Even though it's a long game, the way the teams come out and set the tone early, it oftentimes sets the tone for the entire game. So I look for Lebanon to come out with a quick start. But again, this Owensboro team, as we saw a week ago, they have plenty of scoring. So I'm looking for a close game.
Jamel McAllister and Montel James will jump at midcourt. We'll see if the Leprechauns can win another tip. I think Jamel has been pretty good at these. Again, no pressure. He wins that one, and it is to Josh Thompson. Off to Jerome Seegers, and Seegers across the timeline. He's being guarded by Nunn. On the wings, JT. Oh, a nice dish. Jamel McAllister puts it in. Give the kid the assist. That's what we talked about coming in. 2-0. First basket to the Leprechauns. On the block, it's James. Turnaround shot is good. Both teams working the interior. Going to the paint. Thompson, 17-footer rolls in. Josh Thompson, an assist and a basket in the early going. 4-2 is the score. The Leprechauns lead. In the corner, Nunn. Now it's top of the key to Eves. Nunn with it. He'll pop from long and hit. Darius Nunn nails the 3, 5-4.
Yeah, good defense there, but just better offense. Nunn is, as we saw a week ago, is an explosive scorer.
McAllister misses the rebound to James. And Marty Hill played his college ball at Evansville in the paint, over Boyce, and hits.
And I don't think we've seen a missed shot yet, Dave. Both teams came ready to play.
Jerome Seegers in the corner to Thompson. McAllister, now Boyce. Boyce, top of the key, drives in the paint, puts it up, missed it. Rowe, I think he knocked it out of bounds. He did.
Yeah, good effort in following on that miss, but just couldn't control the ball and had it fly out of bounds.
7-4, Thoroughbreds lead. 10-15 to go here in the first quarter. Nunn will stop. Nope, he'll hit it. Pass inside to James. His bunny is missed.
Yeah, I think that pass surprised him a bit.
Boyce working the left side. Boyce to Seegers. Seegers will set the offense now. Goes right side. Seegers. Pull up 2. No. Rebound to James. Owensboro leads by 3. It's Eves. He had a huge game against the Leprechauns in the first meeting. Eves, a little one-hander, no. Rebound comes down to Seegers. Seegers to Thompson across the timeline, quickly up to Boyce. Boyce fakes a 3, works the left baseline, puts it up, and no basket. Foul was before the shot.
Yeah, good move there by Ronnie Boyce. My opinion, I thought they could have allowed that basket, but official very clearly indicated it was on the floor.
First foul on the Thoroughbreds, and Boyce inbounds to Thompson. Seegers with it. Seegers, right wing, Boyce. Boyce will take it now to the top. Finds McAllister left side. McAllister left or right side baseline shot, no good. Rebound to Eves. Eves quickly up the court. It goes to Nunn, back out. There's Nunn, a shot, or Hayes, I should say, shot no good. Rebound cleared by Boyce. Boyce bounce pass to Seegers, left corner. Seegers, McAllister. McAllister drives the left side, blocked by James. Hands off to Nunn. Nunn in a corner. Eves, his 3 is an air ball fielded by Rowe, and hands off to Seegers, and we go in front court for the Leprechauns. They've only got 4 points. Oh, no look. Ronnie Boyce scores it. Seegers, what a pass.
Yeah, excellent cut there along the baseline. Boyce was able to free himself and recipient of a great pass.
7-6. Thoroughbreds lead by 1. They're picking up where they left off the other night. Down the lane is Hayes, stripped away. Boyce in the front court. Spinning layup is good. Boyce has 4, and that's what he does. He's so good around the basket, hesitating, jumping, and scoring.
Excellent body control, is able to avoid the charge and slide through the the tiny spaces around the basket.
8-7, Leprechauns lead by 1. 8:05 to go, first quarter. It's Hill, and that's Hayes, a 3. Devon Hayes with a triple. 10-8 now. Thoroughbreds lead by 2. On TBL TV and Radio Mom, Seegers doesn't take the 3, gets it to Rowe. Rowe down the lane. Left side to Thompson. His 3 no good. Rebound Hill. Hill in the front court working against the other number 3 tonight. That's Boyce. Hill still dribbling. Gets it to Eves. Nunn with it. He'll throw a bomb and hit. Nunn with his second 3 of the game. That was a poke.
That was, and that's the second one he's thrown in with a defender's hand in his face. Brilliant offensive player.
13-8. Thoroughbreds lead. Boyce, a wild 2-pointer from the right side is no good, and here comes Eves. Nunn. He's got in the gym range. As they say, that time he drives over Rowe, puts it up. Oh, my. Darius Nunn. That was a pretty move. That was about a 9-foot shot. I mean, that was difficult.
Fading away, falling out of bounds. That's, if this were diving or gymnastics, it would have a very high degree of difficulty.
We throw out the lower and the high score, right?
Exactly.
15-8. If it weren't a 48-minute game, we might be concerned. But we know 15-8, we trust the Leprechauns can get it back. And 6:47 to go in the first quarter. It's time for the Shillelagh Smash. We salute that sports bar. And they are a fine sponsor of the basketball here on TBL TV. That sports bar. A lilting ballad here as we get set for the Shillelagh Smash. You see the Thoroughbred. This is the final matchup between these two teams here in Lebanon, so they can let that go. The Thoroughbred with the Shillelagh, and it is a smash. One of the coaches looks over and says, "What is going on over here?" 15-8, and again, it's a Sunday afternoon, and the final of 4 consecutive home games for the Leprechauns, and they've all been wins so far. They will go to Medora on the 1st and then go to Kokomo on Saturday the 2nd. They'll return home on Tuesday the 5th and take on Medora. Tickets are $15 for lower, $10 upper for adults, $5 for students here. Thompson, we resume play. Cross court to Seegers. Seegers way outside on the left wing. Now takes it inside in the paint. Seegers, scooper good. Seegers, nifty move inside, 15-10. Thoroughbreds lead by 5 in the game. Montel James, turnaround shot, no good. Rebound to Leprechauns. It's Boyce who gathers it. Still has the ball. He'll go all the way, put it up and in. Boy, that's what he does, Tim.
Yes, and as we talked about, finishing around the rim, he's amazing.
26 in the victory last night, 29 in the victory against Owensboro earlier. That is a basket for Hill, and it's 17-12, 5:44 to go. Rowe out to McAllister. His three is no good. Rebound to Hayes. Hayes, you never know. These players can take it all the way. He'll shoot from a long 2 range and hit.
Yeah, Hayes is off to a good start. He's a nice player. Got some length and a very nice perimeter shot.
19-12. Roddy Boyce on the right wing. It's stolen from him by Hill. Hill across the timeline. Working on Boyce now. Spinning. 5-footer blocked by Boyce. Boyce picks it up. Then he saved it into James. His shot blocked by Rowe. James still has it on the right baseline. Out to Hill. Hill blows by Rowe. Lays it in. It'll count. And there's a foul.
Yeah, great defense by Boyce on the initial shot. Unfortunately, was unable to save it inbounds to one of his teammates.
I'm not sure who they got on the foul there, Tim. I can't pick it up. His free throw crawls over the rim, and Marty Hill's got 7, and it's 21-12 here with 4:52 to go in the first quarter. Lebanon Leprechaun basketball. Dave Peach and Tim Hazley at Rosenstiel Gym. Thompson, right wing, top of the key. It goes to Seegers. Seegers back to Thompson. Thompson between the legs dribble. 2-point shot, no good. Rebound picked up by Nunn. Darius Nunn. He will stop, pop from the free throw line, miss. Rebound to Seegers.
Yeah, that was the unconventional 1-on-4 fast break. But the way Nunn's been going, that's probably not a bad shot.
Boyce fakes the 3 inside the lane. 10-footer good. Ronnie Boyce has 8, all 2 so far. 22-14. Nunn across the timeline now. Stops the dribble, and we've got an away from the ball call. On the floor is James being helped up by McAllister. And they might have got a little wait. McAllister did pick up the personal foul. In comes Denzel Smith, and we talked about Denzel averaging double figures off the bench.
And it's no surprise he's the first player off the bench. His last 3 games, he's delivered solid performances.
Hayes lays it off to James, who scores. And that's going to be an and 1 opportunity again. Montel James. And
Owensboro has they've been very efficient offensively so far. They've been moving the ball, getting decent shots. They've also been making some difficult ones also. So, the Leprechauns have to do something to try to slow them down here late in the first quarter.
P.J. Savoy, who scored 14 free throw, is good. It's 25-14. P.J. Savoy scored 14 points all in the fourth quarter in the first match. 2 teams. On the wing, it's Smith. Left baseline, McAllister. McAllister turns, puts it in for 5.
once again, we see McAllister, getting to the, spinning to his right, using that left hand. He's very effective and very difficult to stop down in that low block.
Savoy has the ball stripped by Seegers. Seegers to Demarius Brooks, back to Seegers, 8-footer, good. So Demarius Brooks is in the ball game, as well as Denzel Smith. You've got Ronnie Boyce, Jamel McAllister, and Seegers, who stole it again. Boyce back to Seegers, and his pass is stolen by Nunn. Nunn back up the other way for the Thoroughbreds. This side to Hayes, his three is good. Might have been a long two. Devon Hayes with a deuce, we'll say 28-18. Boyce hands off to Seegers in the front court. Seegers. Smith down low, McAllister, nope. Pass was a bad one, and James picked it up. 28-18, 2:33 to go in the first quarter here. It's Leprechaun basketball. A three by Savoy, no. Rebound to the Leprechauns. McAllister hands off to Boyce. Boyce in the front court. Boyce working the left side. He'll take a long two. Missed it. Rebound to Nunn. 10-point game. Second quarter. I remember, Tim, the All-Americans had a pretty good total for the points in the first quarter as James missed it. Rebound McAllister.
Yeah, they were, I believe, somewhere in the 40s in the first quarter.
Spinning to the basket, McAllister. (28-20). That's Javion Eves. Seegers pulls up from three, missed it. Here's Nunn. His straight on three is no good. Rebound to Boyce.
Yeah, I think the play had gotten a little frantic there. Leprechauns decide to slow it down.
Oh. It's going to be two shots for Boyce, as again he goes strong to the rim.
Yeah, the Leprechauns came across half court. Boyce acted as though he was going to slow it down, set something up. Immediately turned on the Jets and passes defender to the basket to draw a foul.
We've got a timeout on the court, 28-20, 1:16 to go. And again, we salute our first quarter sponsor, that Sports Bar. And we do want to say, we don't know if the Magleys are watching the game via TBL TV, but we do pay attention to college basketball, and Dave Magley's alma mater is now the winningest program in college basketball, surpassing the win total of the Kentucky Wildcats, and I know that Twitter has been busy pointing that out.
Yes, and I assume that that might go back and forth a little bit over time, but
what a time, though, to be the all-time winningest team in the tournament, as Kentucky is sitting home. And
right,
Dave Magley played 4 years at Kansas, and I think I might have seen him post something last night. I don't know. I look at so many things.
Okay.
But he was definitely. We talked to him the other night, and
yeah.
What can you say about a Mr. Basketball that plays 4 years at Kansas?
Yeah, we I think I mentioned I kind of followed him growing up. I grew up near South Bend, so I had a nice discussion with him after the game last week, or I guess it was Thursday night's game, and it was great to meet him. And he did talk about his career at Kansas and how much he enjoyed it, and that's it's always nice to hear players who have great experiences in college.
Ronnie Boyce at the free throw line. First free throws of the day. First shot no good. 28-20, 1:16 to go here in the first quarter. Second one is good. Ronnie's got 9, 28-21, 1:14 to go. Sam Kearns is in the ball game for Owensboro. Also Marshall Griffith. Savoy with it. Or no, that's James. James with it left side out to Griffith. Griffith, he'll pop a three. Oh, it's blocked by Boyce. Rebounded by Marcus Fudgens, who's in the ball game, along with Trayshawn Goss. Goss on the left side. His pass broken up by Kearns. It goes out of bounds. It will stay Lebanon way.
I think the Leprechauns may have gotten a break there on that call.
They got one, yeah.
But I'm sure they'll even out throughout the game.
Denzel Smith is in the ball game, along with Josh Thompson, Demarius Brooks, Marcus Fudgens, and Trayshawn Goss for the Leprechauns. We've got Alexis Arlano in as well for the Thoroughbreds. Goss, right baseline to Smith. He'll pop and miss. Rebound to Arlano. Sam Kearns. Kearns on the right side. Here's Hayes. Hayes in the paint. Bounce pass on the deck. Picked up by Goss. 21 seconds to go here in the quarter. The shot clock is off, and Goss will play for one. Leprechauns trail by 7. 12 seconds now. Goss at the elbow. Cross court, Fudgens. Fudgens with 7. Fudgens with 6. 5. Turnaround shot by Marcus. Rolls off. And a steal by Denzel Smith. His shot no.
Yeah, excellent effort by Denzel Smith to knock that rebound away and get an opportunity at the buzzer. Just couldn't get that baseline jumper to fall.
After one, it is Owensboro 28, Lebanon 21. We are on TBL TV and Radio Mom. We're back after this timeout. We are back here at Rosenstiel Gym. First quarter score, Owensboro 28, Leprechauns 21. I think you have to be happy with the last 4 minutes of play. Lebanon kept the lead in Indo.
Yeah, they kind of steadied the ship, so to speak. Owensboro came out on fire. Darius Nunn is such an explosive offensive player. He made 2 deep threes, and, Devon Hayes also with 2 threes. They've got so much firepower that, it truly is a challenge to slow them down.
A quick turnover for the Thoroughbreds, and Lebanon's got the basketball again. Goss in the front court. He remains in the game. Same 5 as the players that ended the first quarter. Josh Thompson, right baseline. Out to Demarius Brooks. Down low to Big Fudge. Fudge working against Arlano. Fudge, layup no good. Rebound to Arlano. Kearns has it. Up the right sideline. Cross court to Savoy. Wide open 3 left corner. Hits it. PJ Savoy. 31-21. The 10-point lead is restored. Brooks has it. High wing left. Fudgens playing way out. He's between the circles. Over to Thompson on the right side. Denzel Smith works in the paint, puts it up from 4 and hits. Smith has 4 points in the game. Boyce led the Leprechauns with 9 in the first quarter. Turnaround shot by is good.
Yeah, that's a difficult matchup for Big Fudge to matched up against Savoy, a much more perimeter-oriented player.
Here's Fudge watching it go out of bounds. It will stay with the Leprechauns. Leading the way for the Thoroughbreds, 8 points for Darius Nunn, 7 for Hayes and Hill, 5 points for James, 3 for Savoy. Lebanon, as we mentioned, Boyce with 9, McAllister 6, Seegers 4, and Denzel Smith now has 4 points in the game. A basket here in the second quarter. Brooks backs it out. Goss, his three is blocked. It's a shot clock violation nonetheless, but it's Savoy going the other way. Misses on the layup. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Thompson to Smith. Smith on the left baseline this time, back outside to Thompson. We go to 10 minutes. It's a 10-point game, 33-23. Thompson misses the shot. Rebound to Kearns. Kearns will run the offense.
Both offenses struggling to find their way here early in the second quarter.
Kearns between the circles. This side to Hayes. Back to Kearns. Kearns. Corner shot by Orlano is good. That's a three. Alex Orlano. And a timeout by the Leprechauns. They're down by 13 points, 36-23. Our second quarter sponsor, Aurora Parts. Aurora Parts is the sponsor of the second quarter. We thank them for supporting Leprechaun basketball. 9:35 to go in the second quarter, and the Leprechauns trail by 13. And, you know, we talked about Lebanon playing last night, albeit some travel issues, some travel obligations. Owensboro did not play yesterday. Is there anything that you see here today, Tim, that would indicate Lebanon is a more tired team?
It's really difficult to say that. You know, their effort is there. Just for some reason, it's just, I mean, they do appear a bit sluggish, but I don't want to use that fatigue as an excuse. You know, it really, as you pointed out early on, you know, Owensboro having lost here to the Leprechauns last week, they just seem like the more focused, more inspired group so far. And, you know, as we talked about the last game with Owensboro, they are explosive offensively, have a lot of weapons, and so I think we're just seeing a motivated thoroughbred team here this afternoon.
Highland Rain is in the house once again. Highly entertaining band here. 36-23. Demarius Brooks to Denzel Smith. Hands off to Josh Thompson. Thompson being guarded by Griffith. To now Dixon Tatum is in the ball game. Hassan Dixon Tatum in the game. And Seegers loses it out of bounds. You hate to have those unforced or mildly forced turnovers.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was a bit of pressure, but nothing that should have caused a turnover there.
This is the biggest lead of the game for the Thoroughbreds. Savoy hands off to Devon Hayes. Griffith down the lane, missed it. Rebound, long one. It's picked up by the Leprechauns. Brooks to Thompson. Thompson missed it. Tipped by Dixon Tatum. No good. Rebound, Orlano.
Well, golden opportunity there. Josh Thompson just couldn't finish that running jumper.
17-footer by Hayes is no good. Thompson's got the rebound up to Smith. Smith, cross-court pass broken up. Kearns has it. Kearns on the break. Working against Seegers. It is going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, Jerome Seegers did an excellent job getting back, establishing position, and taking that charge.
It remains 36-23, 8:35 to go second quarter. And again, it's Demarius Brooks, Jerome Seegers, Josh Thompson, Jamel McAllister is in the ball game along with Hassan Dixon Tatum. Hassan from Auburn. Seegers And they're going to go the other way with an offense. They're going to go there with an offensive foul. And that one is on 7, Dixon Tatum. So we're kind of frozen at 36-23. Next basket is huge. It's Griffith, Kearns, Arlano, Savoy, and Hayes for the Thoroughbreds. Savoy fakes the shot. Arlano will take the shot and hit it. Drained it. They gave him a 3. 39-23. Danger zone time here. You don't want to let the lead get up too much.
Yeah, as we've talked previously, it is a long game, but you don't want
to. They continue to turn the ball over.
Right.
Up the front court goes Hill, and he drew a foul.
Yeah, it's certainly not impossible to come back from 20 points or so down, but as we saw the first matchup between these two teams, but certainly not what the position you want to be in.
Marty Hill, 7 points in the first quarter, goes to the free throw line. Shot is up and good. 40-23 as Ronnie Boyce comes back into the lineup, and Demarius Brooks will get a rest. Second shot is good. Hill's got 9. It's a 41-23 lead, 18-point margin for the Thoroughbreds. McAllister over to Boyce. Boyce. Thompson now between the circles. Thompson dribbling to Seegers. A much-needed 3 in the air is good. 41-26. Seegers has 7. 7.5 to go, second quarter. Kearns bounces it low to Savoy. Easy layup.
Wow.
That was just a go. It wasn't a give and go. It was just a nice cut to the basket by Savoy.
Excellent back cut there.
McAllister over to Thompson. 43-26. Josh Thompson fakes the shot. Drops it down low to Dixon Tatum. He misses the bunny. Kearns with it across the timeline. Kearns to Arlano. He's red hot. He shoots from 3. That one missed. Rebound Thompson. That would have been a monster. Seegers left block. It goes to McAllister. Too much action there. He needed to sell that a little bit more. He was trying to get loose, but with an action like that, you're going to get a foul.
Yeah, exactly. He did use that off arm to clear some space. The defender obviously embellished the contact a little bit, but there definitely was contact.
43-26, 6:40 to go. In the lane is Hill. Shot blocked. Saved by McAllister to Boyce. Boyce in the paint on the other side. Lays it short. Rebound Dixon Tatum, and he drew a foul. That time Boyce uncharacteristically out of control going to the basket.
Yeah, he thought he had a lane and had two defenders running over at him. Had to force up a shot. Luckily, Dixon Tatum was there to kind of clean up the rebound.
Dixon Tatum misses the first free throw, and Chandler Rowe will come into the ball game, replacing McAllister. We mentioned a good crowd for the Sunday matinee. Dixon Tatum's second shot is good. 43-27, 6:28 to go. Hill, left wing, out to Kearns, who's running the point right now, with Nunn getting a rest. Behind the back pass is going to go out of bounds. It hits Donovan Oliver, who's getting set to check in. I thought a couple of guys for Owensboro could have maybe given themselves up to save that ball. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I'm up here.
Yeah, I
just kind of watching.
Kind of a behind the back pass. It did go by two.
It was kind of slow moving. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It was kind of a slow roller.
Yeah, but I think their momentum was moving the other way, and it's difficult to change direction that quickly.
Donovan Oliver checks into the game. Ronnie Boyce, reverse layup is blocked, but Thompson is there. Right corner 3 is good. Josh Thompson, no quit in the kid, 43-30, 6 minutes to go. And just like that, it gets down to a manageable 13-point game. A turnover by James, and you're in business.
Yeah, it's it's a game of runs, they say. But again, when you're there at down 18 or so, it is as you said, a danger zone. The Leprechauns have responded though.
Donovan Oliver, Rowe, Thompson. He'll try another three. He tried to draw a foul, but Darius Nunn is back in the ball game now. He got the rebound. So the starters. Here's Hill. Hill's shot no. Rebound to Seegers. Still a 13-point game. Thompson to Donovan Oliver. Back to Thompson. Thompson. He's got 5 of the game. Dribbling now Seegers. Seegers right corner. Takes it out. Bounce pass Rowe. Flashing in the lane over to Thompson. His three is good.
Yeah, Josh Thompson starting to heat up a little bit now.
Lead is down to 10. 43-33. 5:05 to go. Threes by Josh Thompson. Arlano to Griffith. Griffith, but behind the back dribble. In the lane. Banks it in. Wow. Strong play there by Marshall Griffith.
Yeah, took that shot high off the glass. I think that was Chandler Rowe coming over to challenge, and he made him put it way up in the air.
Thompson dribbling the basketball in the front court. Off to Rowe. Rowe working the right side. Muscles in, miss it. Rebound is tipped in. I believe it's Oliver.
Yes, that was Donovan Oliver on the
Give it to Oliver on that one. 45-35. A wild tip in there. Hill. Arlano. Alex Arlano. None with it. That's a long shot by Griffith. No good. Chase in the corner. Boyce trying to get it. 4:07 to go. Second quarter. Seems like in for the Thoroughbreds will be Javion Eves. It's an inbound situation for the Thoroughbreds. And we've got Hilson in the ball game, number 7. Spinning is Nunn. His shot no good. Rebound down to Boyce. Quickly to Seegers. Seegers all the way. Lays it in through the foul.
Great pass by Ronnie Boyce. Got that rebound, looked up the court, found Jerome Seegers for the lay-in.
Seegers has 9 in the game. Jerome Seegers. Boy, that was a difficult shot. He almost did not have room to lay it in.
Right. He had 2 defenders. He had, maybe half step on him. Again, had to throw that way up off the glass, and it fell through.
It is an and one. And it's 45-38, a manageable 7-point margin as we go to 3:45 to go here in the second quarter. Lebanon and Owensboro. Well, here's an easy basket by Hill. He's got 11 points in the game. 47-38. Thoroughbreds get one back. Here's Boyce. His three from the right side. No good. Rebound out to Eves. Eves to Hilson. He'll try a three. Missed it. Long. Rebound. Ronnie Boyce. And Seegers will slow it down. 3:13 to go. Donovan Oliver with the basketball. Leprechauns trail by 9. Seegers being double teamed. Finds Rowe for a layup. Chandler Rowe makes it 47-40.
Yeah, excellent cut by Rowe, making himself available for that pass.
Hill to Eves. Down low pass. Intercepted by Rowe. Rowe to Seegers. I mean, they might have this down to single possession by halftime at this rate. Away from the ball call. It's going to remain Lebanon basketball. And we have a timeout on the court. Again, we salute our second quarter sponsor, Aurora Parts. And 2:37 to go here on TBL TV and Radio Mom. Carving away at this lead, 47-40. It was as high as 13.
Yeah, it was. And
or was it 16?
It was, yeah, I believe it may have been 16,
yeah.
yes. And as we talked about, again, it's a long game, but you do have to keep grinding. And we saw a few nights ago when the Leprechauns were down and against the All-Americans, and we were, definitely concerned, but they were able to, again, just kind of claw and scratch their way back in. I think what we've seen here is, a combination of the Leprechauns finally sorting their offense out a little bit. You see a few more open shots, guys shooting a little bit more confidently, and then, the Thoroughbreds who were, on fire early in this game. They have come back to earth a little bit here over the last 8 minutes. And it's really that combination that has allowed the Leprechauns to kind of claw their way back into this contest.
47-40, and yeah, Owensboro has cooled down a little bit. You look at the second quarter, it was a 7-point margin coming in. So they pretty much traded baskets here, although, as we mentioned, it's big for Lebanon to get back into the ball game at this point. You don't want to get down 25, 26 points. You've got to turn it around at some point.
Right. And as you mentioned, it is back to a manageable margin. But again, this last 2.5 minutes will be important.
Boyce on the right wing in the paint, 10-footer. Ronnie Boyce. 11, 47-42. 2:22 to go in the second quarter. It's Nunn running offense, and the officials stop play.
Looks like a shot clock issue.
They might adjust it down a few seconds. Again, you see that. We see balanced scoring by the Leprechauns. Darius Nunn kicks it out on the far side. A three is an air ball. Rebound to Rowe. Off to Boyce. Boyce back to Thompson. Thompson will try a three from the right side. Miss it badly. Air ball out of bounds.
Yeah, he just didn't get his feet set there. He was kind of backpedaling to get beyond the three-point line and really didn't have his balance.
Are you saying the puppies were not organized?
Yes. I would have said that, but I believe it's copyrighted.
I hope we don't have to pay to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
We might have to. Hill, he misses it, but the follow by Savoy. Oh, sorry, James. Basket by James and a foul. (47-42), or now 49-42, as James in the game. Free throw is good. 8 points in the game for Montel James from Loyola of Chicago. 50-42 is the score. Ronnie Boyce. Boyce in the front court, drives. Chandler now, left corner three, no. Rebound to Hill. Hill, quickly. Hillson. Back to Nunn. Nunn left corner, being guarded by Donovan Oliver. Hillson. Cross-court pass, now gets it back to Eves, now back to Hillson. Down low, it goes to James, and James fouled by Boyce. 50-42, 119 to go. Really the battle here is, I think you'd like to get this margin to 5.5. That would be, you don't want the lead to get bigger than 8. I mean, I don't know. It seems like that's kind of the line of what you want here in the final minute 19 here as James goes back to the free throw line.
Yeah, again, just mentally, most teams always, want to be within single digits. I don't know that there's magic to that, but obviously you want to be as close as you can heading into the second half.
James hearing it from the crowd here as he tries attempt number 2. He made that one. He's got 9. It's 51-42. 9-point margin. Chandler Rowe in the front court. Rowe stops the dribble. Well, he still got it. Down the lane. It's blocked by Hill and a foul.
Yeah, Rowe was kind of got trapped out there, got isolated. No teammates were getting open. Just decided to put his head down and take it to the basket.
Chandler Rowe's first trip to the free throw line. He's got 2 points in the game. 1:05 to go. First shot is no good. Rolls out. TBL TV and Radio Mom. Dave Peach, Tim Hazley. Lebanon Leprechaun basketball. Second shot up, and that one is good. 51-43. As Nunn has it, we go to the 1 minute mark. Nunn on the right side to Javion Eves. His shot no good. Rebound to Boyce.
Boy, for a guy his size, Boyce does a tremendous job on the boards.
Seegers running the offense. 15 on the shot clock. 42 on the game clock. Seegers all the way and no good. Rebound cleared by Eves. Eves drop pass to Hilson and a foul is called. 33.8 to go.
Yeah, Eves was just out, a bit out of control there. Made the pass. That's where you have to kind of come to a two-footed jump stop on that pass instead of, continuing to run through the defender.
We have a special guest coming up at halftime, so don't you dare go anywhere. 8-point game, 30 seconds to go. The Leprechauns will not try with a quick 2-for-1. Oliver between the circles, off to Seegers. Seegers, 24 on the game clock, 17 shot clock. Oliver down the lane, almost made it through the foul. 18.3 to go, 51-43. Montel James whistled for his second foul, and Donovan Oliver, who has a basket, strolls to the line and hits the free throw. 51-44. Second shot is also good. Now it's a 6-point game, and Nunn will run point. Montel James is out there as well. 8 seconds, 5. Nunn with it, 5, 4, 3. Nunn's shot is no good, and it's loose on the court, and that's how the second quarter will end. The score, Owensboro 51, Lebanon 45. Hey, the Leprechauns gained a point in the second quarter, Tim.
They
After
did.
all of that.
After all of that, and as we talked about, they did, claw back into that big lead that Owensboro had. And the last, we talked the last 2 minutes would be somewhat important, and they actually, continued to chew into to that lead, and it's really a pretty much an even ball game at this point.
Well, we will take a break and be back with our special halftime guest, Rob Wiggins from WHEN. That's W-H-E-N. We'll find out about his organization and what they are doing here with the Lebanon Leprechauns. It's coming up. Again, the halftime score, it is Owensboro 51, Lebanon 45. We are on TBL TV and Radio Mom. We are back after this. Halftime at Rosenstiel Gym. It's 51-45. Owensboro leading Leprechaun basketball on TBL TV and Radio Mom. And joining us right now, a nice write-up in the guide, Rob Wiggins. The group is WIN. That's W-H-E-N. And Rob, we thank you for joining us at halftime.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, take us back to the start of this program, and then we'll get into your involvement here with the Leprechauns.
Okay, WIN, W-H-E-N. The WIN it stands for Work Hard. We started out with the WIN program, and that program is to help promote employability and work ethic. So we work with youths to help them fill out job applications and learn proper interview etiquette. We figure I always was a strong work ethic kind of guy. What I did, I just worked hard all my life. So that's what it was about. It was about what can I do to give back? And my wife and I said, well, we've been working for over 20 years in HR doing job applications, interviews. So we said, why don't we give back to do that? So once I stopped working for my job, I went back and I started volunteering my time to help out like at the YMCAs and the Boys and Girls Clubs to give back. Like that's what I found out. How can I give back? I'm going to give my expertise in how to manage, how to fill out job applications, and how to conduct yourself during interviews.
So how do you get in contact with the youth? How does that work?
That all works out through the WIN program, like just connections. Funny story real fast. My wife was going out and doing garage sales. She was going garage stepping at garage sales, and she met someone who actually knew someone who was in charge of the YMCA in Hamilton County. And that's how that happened. They was like, wow, let me see that shirt you have on. I said, work hard, expect nothing. They said, I like that message. What does that mean? And that's how it all happened. That's how we got into the YMCAs.
And so you work with youth to help them as far as their job skills and looking for employment. How did you get connected with the Leprechauns?
Through a mutual friend. We checked. What happened is during the post-pandemic, once the pandemic came, we had to figure out other ways to do it because they told us we couldn't have any more, you can't go in there and do one-on-one contact with people. They started to shut everything down. So we created the brand, logos, and we started to put WIN, work hard, expect nothing on clothing. Now, a friend of mine said, hey, I like that idea. I have a new team in my town called the Leprechauns. Let me go I know the owner. I'm going to talk to him and see what you guys can meet and see what y'all can come up with. So I met Preston at a lunch. We had lunch together. The owner of the team, Preston, and we met. We talked about it, and he said, wow, WIN, work hard, expect nothing. I love that. I want to use that model for my basketball team this year. And that's how it happened. So we set up our shop out here, and proceeds go back into the team as well as to the WIN program.
And I know that you're part of the shooting shirt.
Yes, the shooting shirt also has work hard, expect nothing on the back of it. That's right. They use it as our model. So it's basically, nothing's given, everything's earned, and getting up and going to get it.
It seems very simple, a message that is so simple, but, it is foreign to some individuals out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. I have a kid who used to sit around and play video games all day, my teenager. And now I installed this in him, this work hard, expect nothing attitude. So now he just got Employee of the Year at his job. So it does help, you know what I mean? It does help. If I tell him all the time, like, hey, you can't worry about me telling you to get up and go you got to get up and set an alarm. You got to get up and be ready. And now he's Employee of the Year this year.
What are some of the resources that you provide the students?
Well, some of the resources that we have is actually just talking to them and guiding them. Motivation, motivating them, letting them know that self accountability. Let them know, you take responsibility for yourself. You gotta learn things on your own at times. Mommy and daddy can't be there to walk you all the time through everything. You know what I mean? So, and people love it. People love that work hard, expect nothing type attitude. Expect nothing from no one and work hard for everything. That's what we do. We motivate people.
I was going to ask, do you see this in the Leprechauns? They're 5-1. They've come out of the gate very well. They seem to be all connected, all working together, all working hard.
That's right. And expected nothing because they were the underdogs. A lot of these teams, this is their first year. So a lot of people are looking at them like, they're an expansion team.
Yeah.
When you're new, they look at, you're not going to do nothing. You're going to be 0-15 15 down the line. Right now, people probably thought we was going to be 1-4 right now, you know?
Yep.
But that's what that attitude of working hard and expecting nothing. That's what you got to give them that attitude. Like, now we don't expect nothing coming in here. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna go and get it. We're gonna earn it.
Yeah, yeah. And how can we support your organization?
You can go to www.teamwin.com and you can look on there. We do a lot with the community. We do a lot of giveaways and we give back. We did something called the Wins Giving, where we give back. We don't call it Thanksgiving, we call it Wins Giving. And we give out turkeys, we give out dinners, and we also do something where we give out toys during Christmas time. So we do a lot. You know, we give back a lot.
I remember one athlete told me it's amazing how lucky people are that are working hard. You know, when you're working hard, it's amazing how lucky you get, right?
Opportunities happen when you work hard.
That's
you
right.
know, that's when opportunities don't come unless you work hard for it, right?
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it's about. Work hard. We always say, this is my motto is for work hard, expect nothing, is the reward is in the work. A lot of people look for rewards instead of going out there and working for it. The reward is in the work.
Wow. I could talk to you for an hour. I mean, this is fantastic. And again,
Absolutely.
How do we get in contact with you?
Please visit us on www.teamwin.com and on Instagram, work hard, expect nothing.
Well, Rob, again, we are so thankful that you connected with Preston and just another one of the positive things going on as far as the Lebanon Leprechauns, the city of Lebanon, and what's going on here.
Absolutely. Now I think Preston and the Lebanon Leprechaun organization, because he has a vision, and his vision is to make this bigger than what it is. He likes win, work hard, expect nothing, to be bigger than what it is now, and he's helping that out a lot. He's helping a lot.
Fantastic. You see these fans, great exposure, and again, Rob, thank you.
Thank you.
That is Rob Wiggins with WIN. That is work hard, expect nothing, and they are front and center here as you walk into Rosenstiel Gym with plenty of merchandise, and again, we want you to support them. 51-45 is the halftime score. Wow, what's going to happen in the final 24 minutes? Well, we'll find out on TBL TV after this. 51-45 at half. Lebanon trailing by 6 here. Fourth game of the homestand. And Tim, as you look at the stats, what sticks out?
Well, the shooting for the Leprechauns was subpar. They were only 3 for 12 from beyond the arc for 25%. Conversely, the Thoroughbreds were 7 of 17 from the three-point line. That's a big difference. In turn, both teams turned the ball over. Rebounds are almost dead even. So, it's just really making shots, particularly from the perimeter. And we did see the Thoroughbreds start off red hot. They did slow down a little bit, but again, for Owensboro, it's kind of the usual suspects: Hill, Nunn, Hayes, and Montel James leading the way. But as we talked about, the Lebanon did sort of respond a little bit late in the second quarter, begin to have a little more pep in their step, so to speak. So the key will be, if they can carry that momentum over into the third quarter, or whether we'll see Owensboro kind of revert to the way they started the game.
Owensboro led by Marty Hill with 11. 9 points for Montel James, 8 points for Darius Nunn, and 8 for Hayes, 7 for Savoy. Arlano had 6, and Griffith had 2 for the Leprechauns. They were led once again by Ronnie Boyce with 11, Jerome Seegers with 10, 8 points for Josh Thompson, 4 each for Donovan Oliver, Jamel McAllister, and Denzel Smith. 5 points for Chandler Rowe, 1 point for Dixon Tatum. Possession to the Thoroughbreds as we start the second half. Same 5 for both teams. Hayes has it. Hayes bounces it out to Nunn. Nunn on the left side. Scoop shot. Rolls no. Rebound. Josh Thompson. Thompson. Seegers. Left corner 3 is good. Seegers has 13 and chops the lead in half. 51-48.
Good start for the Leprechauns. Again, a little more lively. Pushed that ball up the court. Got an early good look at a three-pointer.
Hill's got it. Outside to Hayes. Hayes 3 is good. He answers. I think they're going to give him a 2, right?
Yeah, as I mentioned in the first half, his shooting stroke is pure.
Scoreboard says 3 for Hayes. I tried to look at where his feet were. It's McAllister inside, putting it up and in. He's got 6. 54-40, 10:50 to go. TBL TV, Dave Peach, Tim Hazley once again at Rosenstill Gym for Leprechaun basketball. Marty Hill hesitates in the right corner. Out to Hayes. Hayes in the lane. Strip. Seegers to Boyce. McAllister drives it and he's it in. Nifty. 8 points. It's a 2-point game, 54-52. Again, another breakup. A long 3. Hayes is pure.
Wow.
14 points for Devon Hayes. Thompson off to Rowe. Rowe has it slapped away, picked up by Hayes. Nunn. James. James now hesitates in the lane and lays it in. 11 points, Montel James, 59-52, 9:50 to go in the third quarter. Boyce, top of the key, cross court to Thompson. Down low it goes to McAllister on the right block. McAllister shaken and Bacon missed it. Rebound comes down to Hayes. Quickly up and now broken up, I should say. And Eves lost it. Boyce down court. Thompson now has it. 59-52, 7-point margin, and it's going the other way. An offensive foul on McAllister.
Yeah, McAllister down on the right block, trying to carve out a little space. Again, extended the off arm and drew the foul.
McAllister has 3 personal fouls now, 3 also for Ronnie Boyce. Darius Nunn working on Rowe. Lob pass underneath James. James left side, puts it in, and drew a foul.
McAllister again.
I think he said Rowe on the foul. Here comes Denzel Smith, and Rowe will sit down.
Okay, if so, that was fortunate.
61-52, 9:10 to go. Montel James, the free throw. Up and no good. Rebound to Denzel Smith. 4 in the first half. Ronnie Boyce drives, spins, puts it up and in. Whoa!
What an acrobatic move.
Hayes fakes the three. Will take the 13-footer, leave it short. James to rebound, put back is good. James with 6 points in the quarter, 15 overall. Fast start of the second half for the Loyola of Chicago product. Boyce, right side, stops, 17-footer, good. Boyce has 16, 63-56, 8:23 to go. Hill lays it in.
Yeah, it looked like a miscommunication in the Leprechaun defense there as 2 defenders backed away from Hill.
9-point margin, 65-56. Thompson, left corner. Out to Boyce, his long three. No. McAllister fighting for the rebound. Can't get it. It's saved inbound by Nunn. Nunn has it. Puts a wild shot up. Missed it. Rebound to Nunn. To Hill. His outside shot is no good. Rebound to Denzel Smith. Smith off to Boyce. Boyce goes all the way. Stops. 5-foot fadeaway. No. It's out to Boyce. Behind the back to Thompson. JT from 3. Missed it. Rebound. And a rebound foul as it was not controlled. And it was a foul on McAllister. 4 fouls on McAllister now. So that's an issue.
And that one was uncalled for. I mean, just a poor decision. He really wasn't in position to make a clean play on the ball where you have to just pull back, get back on defense, and try to get the stop.
Donovan Oliver comes in, 4 fouls, and McAllister will sit with 7:23 to go in the third quarter. Nunn, cross-court pass, and a 3 is good by Hayes. That's his third 3 of the quarter.
Yes.
68-56. The margin goes up to 12. Seegers working the left baseline and putting it in. He's got 15. Nunn. Oliver checks him on the left side. Lob pass goes to James. His runner is good. James has 8 in the quarter, 17 overall, 70-58. Boyce with it. Top of the key goes right. Lost it. Picked up by Smith underneath. 5-foot turnaround shot is good. Denzel Smith has 6. 70-60, 6:25 to go in the third.
The Leprechauns are hanging around, but they have to start getting some stops down here on the defensive end, and
James wide
that's
open,
not a good start.
But Smith closed. If James was open, he could have shot a little earlier, but he decided to wait and draw the foul.
Yeah, that was just a breakdown in the Leprechaun defense. Coach Rousum not happy with that play, and not happy with the way this quarter has started. Again, the Leprechauns had, I believe, the first bucket to cut that lead down to 3, but it's gone back up to 10. Devon Hayes is, he is a dynamite shooter. He's knocked down 3. He had 1 turnover where, for some unknown reason, he passed up a wide open 3, then decided to dribble into traffic and turned it over. The way he shoots, he should never pass up an open three.
And our third quarter sponsor, Deacons Automotive. Deacons Automotive, our third quarter sponsor. We thank them for sponsoring the Lebanon Leprechauns. And a couple of things that we're looking at as far as the three-point shooting. Thoroughbreds were 7 of 17 at half. And Tim, I'm not sure that has Hayes missed a three.
No, he hasn't. He's 3 for 3.
So that would make him 10 of 20.
Yeah, they're getting. The first problem is they're getting clean looks. That's the one thing you can't. In the first half, when Nunn was throwing in some contested three-pointers, that you just have to shake their hand at that point, congratulate them, say great shot. But here in the second half, there have been some obvious breakdowns, whether it's communication, execution, but some breakdowns in the Leprechaun defense that has provided, allowed some wide open three-point looks for the Thoroughbreds.
James at the free throw line, 70-60, 6:12 to go here in the third quarter. Montel James, 17 in the game. Missed the free throw. That's the second free throw miss. He is 3 for 6 from the line. See if he can get over 50%. He does. 71-60. It's Boyce and Smith, Thompson, Oliver, and Seegers who has it down low. Back out to Thompson. Smith fakes the three. Throws it up.
Wow, he was looking for the foul there.
Nunn with it. And here's Hayes. He's been red hot from three. He almost tried it. Takes it from the top of the key. Missed that one. Rebound to Smith. Off to Thompson. Up court to Boyce. Boyce left baseline. Puts it in. Ronnie Boyce.
Yeah, he is so 18. Good sliding down that baseline. It doesn't look like there's much space, but he's able to split defenders and get to the basket.
Back and forth battle there, and looked like the Leprechauns had a chance at a steal, but then all of a sudden Montel James had it in the clear, but Thompson was able to strip it, and it's an out of bounds with 22 seconds on the shot clock. Long shot missed by Savoy in the ball game, and here comes Smith. Smith. Shot no good. Rebound to Savoy. Savoy with his team leading by 9. 5 minutes to go. Nunn, little runner, good. Darius Nunn has 10. 73-62. Thompson with it. I've got James and Hill. And we'll set the lineup for the, there's a pass intercepted by Savoy. A little sloppy there. Nunn. Elbow jumper good. Darius Nunn decides to take a couple of shots and hit him. He's got 12 in the game. The lead is 13.
Yeah, the Leprechauns don't want to see Nunn get heat up again. He can put points on the board in a hurry.
Between the circles, Smith on the wing left side. It goes to Thompson, top of the key. Shot by Seegers, rolls in. 75-65. Seegers with the kind roll. 18 for him. 4:05 to go. Darius Nunn. Nunn from three. Missed it. Rebound. Smith. Smith will take it himself up the court all the way. Nope. Dishes out to Oliver. His right corner three. No good. He couldn't get the roll there. Nunn. Front court for the Thoroughbreds. In the lane. Now it's Hayes. Hayes has it on the right wing. Hayes. James now underneath. Missed it. Rebound. Tipped up and in, and a foul. It is Savoy. The basket was made What's the call, Tim?
I think it's going to be an N1 opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Savoy went high.
That was my opinion.
Yes, he went high for the tip in, and I think he was getting hit lower, and in the lower body area as he was tipping it in.
No fouls have been called on the Thoroughbreds, 4 on the Leprechauns, and it's an and one for Savoy as he makes the free throw and has 10 points, 78-65, 3.5 to go. Trayshawn Goss is in the game, along with Smith, Ronnie Boyce, Hassan Dixon-Tatum, and Donovan Oliver Devarius Brooks in for the Leprechauns. Goss with it. Goss has it tipped, and a lot of deflections, a lot of kind of sloppy play here, I will say, by the Leprechauns.
Leprechauns are, have just not been as sharp today as we have seen over the last several games. Again, we could maybe blame fatigue, but for whatever reason, they just aren't as sharp, not executing as well as they normally do.
That's going to be an and one opportunity for Smith. 78-67, 3:10 to go. After a couple of plays that didn't go their way, all of a sudden an inbound pass and a basket, and Smith is at the free throw line for one.
And I do want to add that in addition to the Leprechauns' somewhat sluggish play, the Thoroughbreds have played aggressively with energy the whole game. So they have something to do with the challenges of Lebanon.
Hill with it. James. Oh, it's tipped by Brooks, but picked up by Kearns. Right corner three, Nunn is good, and a big one. Darius Nunn lifts the lead to 14, 81-67, 2:42 to go.
Yeah, good defense by the Leprechauns. A near steal at midcourt, but kind of in that scramble mode. Ended up leaving Nunn in the corner, allowing him that three-pointer as the shot clock expired.
Got to say, next basket is critical as Boyce drives the left baseline and draws a foul. We've got, in essence, 14 and a half minutes left in the game at the 2:30 mark of the third quarter. And Ronnie Boyce will go to the free throw line. Hayes will be at the free throw line, and timeout on the court. 2.5 to go, 81-67. We will see Smile Cam coming up here for the fans at Rosenstiel Gym. And Tim, it's a 14-point margin. Seems like when Lebanon is able to make a run, that Owensboro has the answer.
Yeah, they certainly have. Again, you kind of have to, break the remaining game down into smaller segments. The first segment I'm going to look at is the final 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Currently a 14-point lead for Owensboro. If you're the Leprechauns, you definitely can't let the Thoroughbreds expand this lead. You definitely would like to get it down to single digits, but you have to be, somewhere in that range. It's the way the Thoroughbreds have been playing today. It's going to be a mountain to climb if you're down double digits going into the fourth quarter.
We are live on TBL TV, and a nice compliment there. The Leprechauns, introduced in September 23rd. Kind of looking at these, some comments on TBL TV. Let's go number 12, yeah. That would be Marcus Fudgens. TBL TV, is the place to be to watch these competitors, and they are fighting hard for their local communities. And Ronnie Boyce is at the free throw line. His team trailing by 14. Boyce makes the free throw. Out of San Francisco. Second shot is good. He's got 20 already. 81-69, 2.5 to go. Montel James has it. Out to Hayes. Hayes being guarded by Trayshawn Goss. Back to James. James, right baseline shot is good. He's got 5 baskets in this quarter, 19 in the game, 83-69. Boyce with it. Long three. Goes in. Why not? Ronnie Boyce, a big three, 83-72, 2 minutes. Hayes tries to answer with a three and does. Devon Hayes, his 4th three in the quarter. He's got 5 threes in the game, 23 points total. Boyce thought about it. Down low to Goss. Goss, a nice move underneath, but can't finish. Rebound to Nunn. Nunn up the court. It's Hill. Hill, tough shot in the lane. They're going to count it.
Wow.
They're going to count it and a foul.
Yeah, I thought for a moment they might get him for an extra step, but I think they allowed that Euro step and got the Leprechauns on a foul.
88-72, and just like that, a 16-point margin with 1:31 to go in the third quarter. It's going to have to be an all-out effort to get back to within even a 10-point margin at this point, as the free throw by Hill is good. A lot of and ones too today, Tim, for the Thoroughbreds.
Yes, they've been aggressive in taking it to the basket. That's as we looked at the halftime stats, they were getting to the foul line very effectively.
89-72 is the score. Arlano is whistled for the foul. The Thoroughbreds. And they're going to send Smith to the free throw line. Scoreboard says 3 fouls. Smith's shot is good. Good work on the camera. Down there, you can see the free throw shooter. That's a good look at Denzel Smith and Tarleton. Makes a pair, 89-74. Got 10 points now. Arlano, Kearns. Arlano, his three, he can hit it. He does. Arlano's got 9, all behind the line.
And we didn't see much from him in the first matchup, but he's been very effective tonight.
92-74, an 18-point margin, the biggest lead. Demarius Brooks back. His first bucket of the night, 92-76, 50 seconds to go. Nunn on the right corner. Here's a three in the left corner. It is good, and sitting down, that is Hill.
And that actually banked off the corner of the backboard. Very often the corner bank shot.
95-76. McAllister, tough shot in the lane, missed it. Dixon Tatum, his shot is no good, but he drew a foul on Arlano, and Arlano and Dixon Tatum are talking. Probably not about dinner plans after the ball game.
Yeah, I would guess not.
94-76, 20 seconds left. The officials are coming over and saying the foul is on Arlano. And a T. Did he whistle a T on Arlano too? Yeah. So a foul and a T.
Yeah, you could sort of see that coming as the two players are having.
That's the smallest tee up I've ever
Yeah.
seen. It's like it's working. Normally, it's a little more emphatic on the call, but
Well,
shot is up. It's like
they didn't want to
small
offend anyone. I don't
small
think.
movement. 2-finger tee is like, hey, 94-77. Now Dixon Tatum will be at the line for a couple. You have to watch carefully. That's where we'll leave it. Dixon Tatum. So, correct me if I'm wrong. He shot the tees, right?
No.
Who shot the tees? This is where we get off on the scoring here. 94-78.
We were having
None.
a wonderful conversation.
I know. I totally spaced it. None. 94-78. None with it. Oh, what a look there. And if that goes in, fraction of a second. Oh, boy. McAllister. Almost.
That would have been huge.
That would have been a big one. 94-78. The Thoroughbreds lead by 16. We have played 3. And again, 94-78. Let's take a 1-minute timeout and be back with more. The fourth quarter coming up. Again, 94-78 on TBL TV and Radio Mom. Back after this. Fourth quarter time, Lebanon, Owensboro, 94-78. Tim, how can Lebanon get back in this game?
Great question, Dave.
That's Sunday afternoon.
I think we'll see probably some not desperate actions, but slightly different strategies. It wouldn't surprise me to possibly see a little more full court pressure, give that a shot. But you definitely have to start being more efficient on offense.
Ronnie Boyce is efficient on that one.
So, yep, and now we do see full court pressure. Broken easily by Nunn.
Nunn missed it. Thompson with it. Let's see, 94-80. 11:25 to go in the game. Ronnie Boyce taking over underneath. And, he had it rim out. It will stay Leprechaun way.
That was actually one of the easier looks that he's had. He finishes so well around the basket. We expect all of those to fall.
25 points for Ronnie Seegers, has 18 in the game, 94-80. Demarius Brooks in the ball game. Down low, McAllister. He's in the clear, but left corner three for Thompson, no good. And a foul is called, and it's going to go the other way. And we have, again, Ronnie Boyce leading the way for the Leprechauns. Next up, as we mentioned, Seegers with 18, 8 for Josh Thompson, 8 for Jamel McAllister. 4 points for Donovan Oliver. A long three, Orlando missed it. Rebound Thompson, cross court. Seegers to McAllister, left it short.
Golden
Needed
opportunity there.
Needed that one.
Yeah, he kind of short-armed that a little bit as the defender flew by.
Missed there by Hayes. Demarius Brooks in the paint. Off to Seegers. His jumper is good. He has 20 now. 94-82. Stops and scores are what we need to get back into the game. That was the answer to the question, Tim.
Yes, it was.
And here's a stop. Thompson. Brooks. Oh, he drew a foul. I thought he was going to lose it out of bounds, but Ronnie Boyce will go to the line with 2. Chandler Rowe getting set to check in as Ronnie Boyce goes to the free throw line shooting 2. Yeah, another big scoring night for him.
Yeah, we've not seen big changes, but the Leprechauns have upped their man-to-man pressure a little bit. That's the one change, and it's kind of given them some energy and allowed them to at least fight back in to the game a little bit.
Well, they're not going to quit. I mean, they're going to fight. They may be a little bit fatigued, but I'm sure that they're not going to want to say that. Second free throw's good, 94-84. I mean, you play the game. You can't make excuses. You got to go out there and play the game. And ball is kicked. It's tipped, and it's now Boyce on the break. He puts it in. No, it went out. Oh, I thought it was going to go in. I thought maybe possible basket interference. It is Lebanon basketball. That thing rolled all the way, but in.
It did the complete 360, and then
somebody looked like they touched the net. Well, all's well that ends well.
Yeah,
they have the ball.
Retained possession at least.
94-84. Seegers. Rowe lost it.
Oh, got caught in the air with nowhere to go.
Hill to Savoy, hit it. Timeout. Leprechauns, a big swing there.
Yeah, certainly
Boyce had
was.
A shot inside that he normally will be able to hit, although they're all tough.
Oh, yeah. They're tough, but like I said, we just, we expect him to finish because he's so good at it. Not saying that they're easy by any stretch, but, he's a shot maker. He makes difficult shots. And so, Leprechauns with a couple good opportunities, couldn't convert, and then, you come down and give up a three-pointer, and, all of a sudden now you're looking at a 13-point deficit again. So, and that's the thing about this Owensboro team is, they can be scoreless for a minute and a half, and you make up a little bit of ground on them, but they're just explosive. And all of a sudden they can knock down 2 or 3 threes in a row and stretch that lead back out. We'll see what happens out of this timeout. Again, Coach Rousum, I'm sure will have to do something to try to turn the tide, and we'll see. They have extended the man-to-man pressure a little bit. They might be able to ramp that up a little bit more. But we'll just see what happens coming out of this timeout. Definitely a tall mountain to climb, and it's getting taller as the clock continues to run.
And it's going to be Boyce, Seegers, Demarius Brooks, Denzel Smith, and Josh Thompson, the 5 on the court for the Leprechauns. For Owensboro, they've got a couple of 20-point scorers, Montel James and Devon Hayes. Marty Hill has 19, 10 for Patrick Savoy. If you remember, he had 14 points in the first matchup, and all of those in the fourth quarter. And true to form, he hits a big 3 in the fourth quarter. It was like an 8-13 swing.
Right.
You had a chance to get it down to 8, and now you've got to get back into it. As Seegers will take it slowly into the front court. Seegers, right side, right corner now to Thompson. Thompson. Smith. Smith on the right side. He's way out there to Seegers. 9:15 to go, 8 on the shot clock. Ronnie Boyce now with it, loses it. Picked up by Seegers, 3 on the shot clock. Seegers, long 3, no good. Rebound to Hill, and they're fortunate not to get a foul there as they tried to poke the ball away. Hill's got it, being guarded by Brooks. Hill, fadeaway 10-footer, good.
Wow, pretty move. Drove hard, stopped on a dime, pulled up for that nice little fadeaway.
A shot by Smith rolls out of bounds, and it belongs to Owensboro. 99-84 with 8:44 to go in the game. Lebanon winners of 4 straight, 5-1. The Thoroughbreds are 5-2. In the only meeting, it was a 108-107 victory by Lebanon. Opening night here at Rosenstiel. Marty Hill, you can tell the defense is going to ratchet up a bit. Here's a big 3 in the left corner that is good, and standing to watch it is Nunn.
And obviously that's the danger when you try to ratchet up the pressure, bring some double teams. There's always a danger of leaving someone open. That time it was Nunn.
And underneath it's Smith. Smith. He's got 10 in the game. Make that 12 in the game. 102-86, 7:53 to go. It's going to take a remarkable run now. Oh, an interception by Brooks. Brooks to Smith. Smith in the lane. Drew the foul. And, you know, you're not going to play for a few days. You might as well play hard these last few minutes and try to get back in the game.
Exactly. And as you mentioned, the Leprechauns are not going to give up. They'll keep fighting. It's just a question of whether they can execute well enough. And you know, at this point, you probably need a little bit of help from Owensboro. Need them to miss a shot or two, you know, in order to kind of let you back in the game.
Darius Nunn has 18. Second shot is good for Smith. 102-88, 14-point game, 7:40 to go on TBL TV and Radio Mom. In the front court is James. James in the lane. Lost it. Smith has it. Smith gets it back after the deflection over to Thompson. Here's Boyce, a very long 3. No. That would have been big. Hill in the front court. Brings it back out. Hill on the left side. Runs some clock. In the lane. Ball tipped.
Okay.
And it's going to be...
I think it's Leprechaun.
They're going to say nobody now. The referees will converse.
Yep.
The officials will converse and change it to
okay.
Owensboro. There's 8 seconds on the shot clock. 7:04 to go. 14-point margin. Still within range. Nunn. His 3 from the other side. That one's an air ball. Thompson has it. Thompson front court. Here's Brooks. Left corner 3, no. Just can't get that 3 to fall. 3-point shooting has been an issue here tonight for the Leprechauns. 102-88, 6:40 to go. Hill down the lane. Nope, but he drew a foul.
Yeah, the Leprechauns have attempted to ratchet up the pressure, but again, this Owensboro team has so many talented individuals that can handle the ball. Marty Hill being one of them. Obviously, Darius Nunn is good with the ball. It's difficult to turn them over and to put that pressure on to speed them up, speed the game up the way you need to have it sped up.
Marty Hill has another free throw. It's up, and it is rolling in. He's got 23, and the lead is 104, lead 16, 104-88. Seegers in the front court. Seegers kicks it out to Thompson. His three is no good. Missed it to the right, and Smith cannot get the rebound. And 3 3-pointers have not fallen for the Leprechauns.
Yeah,
and
Josh has he has struggled a little bit on that 3-point shot today. Just one of the challenges that the Leprechauns have battled.
They are really putting some pressure out top. Savoy all the way, draws a foul. So as they are putting the pressure out on the perimeter, it's opening up the lane, and in order to defend, they have to foul.
Yeah, it's definitely a high risk, high reward type tactic, but when your back's against the wall, that's the choice you have to take.
Savoy at the line, he'll have 2 in the game. Shot up and in. (105-88). Shot is up and in. 15 points for Savoy. 106-88. Here's Seegers, left side. Leaves it short, but drew a foul. Hayes picks up the foul. It will be Jerome Seegers at the line for 2. Again, 106-88 is the score. And Seegers at the line. Hits the shot.
The Leprechauns do need to continue to attack the basket. As everyone says, scoring with the clock not running is one of the strategies you want to implement when you're trying to get back in a game like this.
106-90 after the 2 free throws that go down for Seegers. Nunn and Kearns are both out there right now. Pair of point guards. James underneath again. Drew the foul. Fouls on Smith. Montel James has 20 in the game and goes to the free throw line. His team leading by 16 with 5:47 in the game. First shot is good. (107-90). It's been halftime score was 51-45, but in that third quarter, it was really Owensboro taking command, and now they lead 108-90 as Smith banks it off the rim. No look, James. They're making it look easy.
Yeah, they are.
24 for Montel James, and it's 110-90, a 20-point margin, largest lead of the night. Of the day. I know it's a 3 o'clock start. Seegers misses the 3. Trying to save it is Brooks, but it's hit. Picks it up for the Thoroughbreds, and it's a break for Kearns, but he missed the lay-in. Demarius Brooks. Seegers back to Brooks. Right baseline, left baseline drive, no good. Smith with the putback. 4:50 to go, 110-92. Kearns. Corner Savoy. Missed that one. Thompson got the rebound. Thompson. Long bounce pass to Seegers. Back outside to Boyce. Boyce in the paint. Fadeaway 5-footer, no good. Seegers tries for the rebound. His putback, no good. And the rebound to James. No whistles there. And clearing it is Savoy in the front court. Right side it goes. Right side, Hill. 110-92. Let's thank our fourth quarter sponsor, Dr. Dwight Lee. Again, we thank Dr. Dwight Lee, and it is T-shirt cannon, the T-shirt gun. I'm ready. Oh, that was really close. I'm ready. I will repurpose my T-shirt. I will, like Dr. Core, I will make sure that a youngster will receive that. Here we go, right here. I'm ready. T-shirt cannon. Oh, a little short. About 4 rows short. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. It might. Maybe we could get one of the Harry Carey's nets from Wrigley Field and try to get those.
So Lebanon has fought hard this fourth quarter.
Yes.
They've made a couple of what I would call mini runs. Every time Owensboro has had a response or multiple responses, and now as you kind of look on the floor, you can see that the Leprechauns have become resigned to the outcome. Not saying they're not playing hard, but they're definitely, definitely know that this one's pretty much over.
In the third quarter, the Owensboro Thoroughbreds scored 43 points. Lebanon scored 33.
Wow.
That was a wild third quarter. And we were here for that, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah. We saw every basket. Well, there will be the Leprechauns as Kearns shoots from 17 and hits. Kearns, that's his first basket. 112-92. I think, we've had so much fun here the first 3 nights, and we look at this game, and yes, it's not going the way of the Leprechauns, but on the other hand, you see a good crowd, and you know that you're not going to win every home game. 20-point margin here, and Thompson to Goss.
No, although, after the first 3, we may have thought that, but, there's
shot clock violation. Levante Nelson is out there. Marcus Fudgens is out there. The runner by Hill, no good. Kick out Savoy. He'll line up a 3 and missed it. Rebound. Tipped out to Savoy, and Kearns has it. Down low it goes. And the short shot by James is no good. Kearns has it to Savoy. Savoy, 112-92, 3:15 to go. Playing out the string here at Rosenstiel Gym. Something we have not been accustomed to as far as the Leprechauns go. Last night, a impressive win.
And I think,
127-109 over the All-Americans last night.
This 4-game homestand, has really been 4 very difficult games. Indiana All-Americans, Owensboro Thoroughbreds are 2 teams that are near the top of the division. We've seen the quality of their play, and although the Leprechauns are definitely disappointed in the moment, I think as they over the next few days they'll be able to look back and going 3-1 on this mini homestand here. That has to be evaluated as a successful week or so.
Second one is good as well. Savoy with 17 in the contest, 114-92, 3:05 to go in the game. Goss. Down low, Marcus Fudgens muscling it up and drew a foul. So Fudgens is out there, also Dixon Tatum, Donovan Oliver, and Levante Nelson, joined by Trayshawn Goss. And Big Fudge at the free throw line, and people want to see him break into the scoring column. He'll have a couple. And he made it. A crowd favorite, Marcus Fudgens. Third quarter really is where this game was won and lost. Fudgens down the lane.
Nice move by the big man there.
That is a really old-fashioned three-point play. You hit the first shot, miss the second one, get the rebound, and put it in. 114-95. And Owensboro in no hurry. Savoy down the lane. How did that get to James? Two shots for Montel James. 24 in the game for James as he goes to the free throw line. His team leading 114-95.
Yeah, he was one of the main contributors for the Thoroughbreds. You know, again, it's the kind of the usual suspects, Nunn, Hill, Hayes, that all chipped in, and James certainly a key contributor for this team.
Fans still working it. 116-95, 2:25 to go. Goss in the front court. Trayshawn Goss. Goss working against Nunn. Goss down low. Pass broken up. Picked up by Dixon Tatum. He puts it in from 10. 116-97. No look, James. 118-97. Goss in the front court. Nelson, right baseline low to Rowe. Back to Nelson. His three is short. 1:38 to go. Third quarter and early fourth quarter really totally controlled by Owensboro here tonight. And a timeout for Mark Anderson, but a substitution. He's just trying to get some guys in there. So he gets Hilson and Arlano.
Yeah, both teams here just obviously just kind of playing out the string. You know, it was a game that's been largely controlled by Owensboro. You know, the Leprechauns again made a pushes and kind of showed that they were trying to get back into the game, and they just could never kind of get over the hump, so to speak.
Savoy misses the three. Hill with the putback. 1 minute, and it's 120-97. Goss, left corner, Oliver. Oliver working it, missed it. Little 6-foot run there, and 47 seconds left. Budgeons and Savoy going at it. Oh, they're really going at it late in the game, and they are talking. We don't need that, and a T is called. And they got to get Big Fudge under control here. That him and gets a T with 40.7 seconds. So Hilson is out there. He'll shoot the T.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but was just little pushing and shoving that turned into more pushing and shoving. Luckily, the officials did step in and stop things before they could escalate. Let's hope that you have some people step forward and get everyone to just calm down and play out this last 40 seconds, and everyone can get on with their day after that.
Yeah. Hilson at the line. He has not scored tonight. Still hasn't. And he shot one. And now PJ Savoy will take his free throws. 120-97, 40.7 to go. And they're telling.
I think they
Budgeons is going to take a seat.
Yeah, he, again, as Savoy was getting ready to shoot his free throws, Marcus walked by either bumped him, said something to him. The referee decided it was time for him to exit the game. So
well, he is not going to exit the. He's to our left here, and now he's leaving. It's that time Hilson hits the free throw. And Big Fudge is now being talked to by the owner, Preston Myers. And Preston's going to walk him back to the locker room here. 121-97. And Savoy at the free throw line. He's had a much more balanced game today as far as the quarters go. And he had 14 the other night, all in the fourth quarter. That shot is good. 6 free throws in the fourth quarter, along with a 3-point basket. That'll add up to 19 points when you come in with 10. 34 seconds left, 123-97. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Leprechauns. And as we mentioned, Tim, it's a disappointing night or disappointing day here today, but there's going to be other games. You're 5-2, and you build from this one.
exactly, I think again, every so often in the season you have to take a step back, sort of evaluate where you are, and I do think a 5-2 start, given the challenging schedule that the Leprechauns have had. I mean, that's a quality start. It puts you right in position. Will be a half game behind these Owensboro Thoroughbreds, but you'll get another shot at them and the other good teams near the top of the division.
Final score: Owensboro 123, Lebanon 97. The Leprechauns go to 5-2. Owensboro goes to 6-2. Again, Owensboro wins it 123-97 here at Rosenstiel Gym. And we will go over the score totals. And Tim, kind of your thoughts as we dissect this game in the post game. It was they still had a chance, 51-45 at half, but that third quarter was really when Owensboro put it on them.
Yeah, it truly was, and we just, as you mentioned, first half Owensboro came out on fire. The Leprechauns, they actually did have their moments in the second quarter and did fight their way back into the game, as you mentioned, only a 6-point deficit at half. So they were, despite not playing extremely well, in my opinion, they were not executing the way that we've seen them the last 3 games. They did kind of hang around, but as you pointed out, that third quarter, Owensboro just ramped up, their offense. Again, they're so good from the perimeter, and once they, knock down 2 or 3 threes in a row, it's just really devastating to a team when you're trying to make a comeback.
We're going to get Denzel Smith up here to talk. He's had several big games, and we'll have him talk to you fans out there as we take a look at the scoring totals. We've got Ronnie Boyce for the Leprechauns with 27, Jerome Seegers 22, Denzel Smith with 16, 8 points each for Thompson and McAllister. We've got Dixon Tatum with 5, 3 points for Mark and Chandler Rowe, 2 points for Demarius Brooks. On the other side, Owensboro, they were paced by Montel James with 28. Marty Hill had 25. Devon Hayes with 20-19 for PJ Savoy. It was 9 points for Orlando. He had some pretty big shots, along the way.
Yeah.
3 threes were good.
In the first half especially.
Big,
and again, he kind of kept that distance as the Leprechauns were trying to edge their way back into the game. He did hit a couple good, key 3-pointers off the bench.
Darius Nunn had 2, Samuel Kearns 2, Hilson with 2, and Marshall Griffith had 2. again, the Leprechauns fall to the Owensboro Thoroughbreds 123-97. And we are live on TBL TV, and we have been handed the final stats, and we can go over those. Shooting stats for the Leprechauns: they shot 42% from the field, three-point shooting 6 of 25, 24%. Free throws, they were 19 of 25 for 76%. Rebounding, Owensboro out-rebounded them 53-47. Turnovers, the Leprechauns had 15, 16 for the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. And as you look at the shooting, Owensboro 15 of 34 from three, 44%. They were lighting it up from distance.
Yeah, that's great shooting. And again, they had Devon Hayes looked like he was never going to miss a three-pointer.
6 of 8.
Yes, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's just tough to overcome when you get beaten at the three-point line by that big of a margin. You've got to do a lot of other things very well to make up that gap, and Leprechauns just weren't able to accomplish that today.
Yeah, I think this game, you look at it, and Owensboro led at 1 point by 26. Lebanon only led by 2. So as you look at the flow of the game, it was definitely in favor of Owensboro in the game. And we do want to talk to a player, win, lose, or draw, and we've got Denzel Smith here. And Denzel, we want to catch up with you after the ball game. And, it's a tough one, tough loss so far on the season, 5-2. And I know everybody's disappointed with the loss, and this is one that you look at and learn from.
Yes, sir.
What, as far as your game, as far as what you've been doing this season, how have you liked it here in Lebanon? And we'll we got more games to go, obviously. What do you have to build on from your experience here in the TBL in Lebanon?
Well, since I've been to Lebanon, it's been a great experience. All the kids after the games, the fans, everybody continue to come. Either we win or lose, we still going to have our fan base to support us. So, we still grateful for that. It don't even feel like we lost because we still got our fans, Kids coming up to us, asking us for autographs and stuff like that. So, it's very grateful. You probably won't get this much exposure on any other, playing field. So, Lebanon, the TBL, it's all a great experience. It's all good for you, and it's a learning experience, and it's just all around great. And then our coach, he makes it even better for us, because he's going to teach us along the way, good or bad, win or lose. We still going to get taught at the end of the day, and we still learning as men as we go.
Well, we've got you here, and we'll ask, how did you get from Charlington to Indiana?
I left Tarleton, and then I actually went to China. So once I came back from China, that's when the pandemic hit. And then I actually played for Dallas Skyline in the TBL.
Mm-hmm.
And when I played for Dallas Skyline, after the season was over with, I actually wanted to come a little bit closer to home because I'm from Danville, Illinois. It's actually up the road.
Yep.
So, my family able to come watch me play games. Yesterday I had a whole bunch of family come watch us play the game, and they was actually, intrigued of how much fans we had and the fan base and everything like that. So I came back. I wanted to come closer and play in the TBL so my family can understand what's really going on in my life. And, just it's a learning experience all around.
A tough loss here tonight. I realize that. But this TBL is something that, I learned about a few months ago. This is amazing when you've got 40-plus teams across the country. This is an opportunity for you, an opportunity for these players. This must be exciting to be a part of.
Yes, it's really exciting, because a lot of people in this world that actually play basketball don't really get chances like the TBL is actually giving out. They host draft combines and stuff like that, but you actually got to put in the work. You can't just sit out a whole year and then show up to a draft combine and think you're gonna make a team. I mean, ain't too many players. You got to be a good player to be on the TBL team.
Yes.
It's not that type of league to where you become a street ball legend and then you come to the TBL and think you finna play really good. It's not. It's all about fundamental basketball. Just motivating your teammates, all the little things. So I mean, the TBL is a wonderful experience. Lebanon, this is our first year. It's a great turnout so far. I mean, I can't ask for nothing more.
Yeah, and
Honestly.
nearby in Danville, and
Yeah, I'm right down the street.
played ball there. And well, looking forward to the rest of the season. What are your goals personally? And I know you want to talk about the team, but your personal goals and team goals.
Well, my personal goals is just stay positive, just believe, and I just want to be helpful to somebody. It's not about me at the end of the day. It's about everybody that's around me. Once I know I help somebody, and you know, good or bad, it doesn't matter. Hopefully I just get a good outcome out of it. Like I said, I'm just grateful for what's going on here in Lebanon and my team, what I expect of my team, and what my team expecting us. I mean, it's camaraderie. We just want to stay together, build off this. We build off win, losses. We just build off of. We're gonna we're gonna rest tomorrow, and then we're gonna go back to the drawing board on Monday, and prepare for the next game.
All right. I know it's tough coming up here after a loss, but we do want to get you on TV and say hi to everybody out there. And
Hey, how y'all doing?
again, Denzel, what a representative of Danville, Illinois, and Tarleton. And again, we look
Hey.
forward to a good trip down to Medora, and
Yes, sir.
we'll follow you all along the way.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Hey,
Appreciate
thank you. That's Denzel Smith, and again, he scored 16 points here tonight, and what a we talk about all these individuals here for the Leprechauns. I'm telling you what, these guys want to win, and they are so happy with what's going on here in Lebanon. And when you're happy, you want to be happy, but you just want to keep going. You don't want to just say, okay, great, we had 4 home games, won 3. They want to go on. They want to go to Medora and win, and they want to take a championship here in the TBL. And like I said, it's a budding love story, Lebanon and the Leprechauns.
Well, that's great to hear. Again, you can see it in the post game activities as the fans, the community, are welcome on the court. We're still 10, 15 minutes after the game. There's still Leprechaun players out on the floor chatting with members of the crowd. It's, as you mentioned, the community has really embraced this team, and the team appreciates it. That's the key.
Well, we've got a wonderful stat crew here tonight, and they have supplied us with so many things to talk about. But I circled one thing: time with lead. Owensboro 46-46. Lebanon led for less than a minute.
Right, and that.
What else do you need on the stat sheet? I mean,
and that
you can look at these numbers all you want.
That's
the one I kind of looked at.
I watched the game, and I would have guessed that they hold it for 48 minutes.
Oh no, we're not laughing. We're a little.
No,
we've been up. Well, we weren't up all night, but we were. Yeah, but I would
they
say
did.
That's the stat, and then I would also go with the 3-point shooting for Owensboro. When you shoot 44% from 3, you can start at 15. That's a winning formula.
That is, and we talked about in the pregame that one of the keys would be how the game started. Which team was sharper, which team was more aggressive, and that often the early part of the game, although it doesn't decide the game, it does set the tone for the game. And quite frankly, Owensboro came out, set the tone. That tone was that they were going to be aggressive on the offensive end, score, shoot the ball well. They did all of those things. The Leprechauns did. to their credit, they battled. That's what they do. They just could not, could not get enough stops to allow them to get back in the game.
Well, again, it was a great crowd here for a Sunday. Tim will take a little time off. We'll follow the Leprechauns on the road. They'll be back here on Tuesday, April the 5th against Medora, a 7 o'clock start here at Rosenstiel. We look forward to a great crowd being here when they return home. They've got road games next weekend at Medora and at Kokomo.
And as we talked to Coach Rousum a bit before the game, this has been a hectic week, 3 games in 4 days. The team will get a few days off to kind of recharge their batteries, then they'll get back at it later in the week, get ready for next weekend.
All right, again, we thank you for tuning in. We thank Ryan, our producer, director, Marcus, and Doug on camera. I did notice, I think Potato was taking some photos for social media. Brittany was out here for social media as well. And again, for my broadcast partner, Tim Hazley, I'm Dave Peach. Again, the final score here today, it was Owensboro 123, Lebanon 97. Dave Peach saying so long, everybody.